Good afternoon, everybody. It's Sunday, the 31st of January, and here we are, my weekly update for you. So I hope you've all had a good week. If you are joining me live, hello, welcome. Do say hello. I'll try my best to see if there's any questions and answer those. If you're catching up later on, I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you had a lovely weekend as well. So here we are, end of week 4. Can you believe it? End of January, in fact. So we go into February tomorrow. And it would have been easy at the beginning of January to think, oh, January's going to take forever. We don't want to be here, lockdown, all those kind of things. But we've done it. We've made it. We're here. We've completed another week. We've completed another month. And we are another week closer to seeing each other face to face again. And that's something that we have to be focused on all the time. Is that idea that we will be back, and we are very, very confident with that, as I'm sure you are as well. Now, as well as all the great classes and the attendance, there has been the news, as you would have probably known, from the government about aiming for the 8th of March. Now, what is the significance of that for us? Well, nothing's concrete, as we all know. Things can change very, very quickly from one day to the next. And whilst we don't want to certainly say that things are definite, what it does, the 8th of March, it just gives us that little bit of hope, doesn't it? It gives us that little bit of a goal, that little bit of a glimmer of hope that things are going in the direction that we want. Whether we are back on the 8th or 9th of March, that is to be decided, because obviously it depends on what happens with tier systems, what happens with the slow easing of restrictions. It might just be that it's just schools are open and nothing else can carry on, and we have to adapt to that. But what it does mean and what it shows to us is that there's plans in place, and that is the start of things. So whether we are back face to face in March or beginning of April, fingers crossed, who knows, even sooner, we will be planning for that accordingly, and we will let you know as soon as we possibly can. Obviously, we'll go with the guidance and the information from government and local council as well, and all the advice. And as soon as we feel that it is safe to open up, and if we think back to what's happened before Christmas, that was when we were in tier 3 and below. We will, of course, let you know with as much notice as possible. But we are staying positive. And whilst, yes, we would have loved to have heard, right, end of February or even earlier, let's get back to it, life begins as normal. That was never really going to happen. But the fact that they've put the 8th of March, we are really positive about that. And we are positive that gives us the green light to at least start preparing and planning with things. So we'll be talking with venues very soon and discussing the safe return as and when we are allowed. Okay, so stay positive. We've done another week, we've done another month. Remember what I said last week, we just have to take those small wins, don't we? Whether that is little ones getting up on time, being a little bit more enthusiastic about their online learning, or just feeling a bit more positive for the day, doing a bit more exercise, or trying something different, or whatever it is. Take the small wins. So last week, another full week of classes, really, really great attendance, really, really pleased with that right across the week. So very well done to all of you, young and old. And some really, really good efforts as well. We had a lot of focus on kicking, and the team were really breaking those down for everybody and working hard on those. And we're going to continue that theme as well. The Mighty Mac classes, we had some parent involvement. Thank you so much, parents. And we had big brothers and sisters helping out as well. So thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. It was wonderful to see. It really was. It was lovely to see mums and dads, brothers and sisters, joining in with their little ones, maybe trying them some of the techniques, helping with their stretches, helping them with their kicks. But hopefully you've taken away just one or two little things that you can use to help your little one practice at home. whether it's how to hold a pillow properly, whether it's little things to look out for when they're practicing their kicks. But it was lovely to see all the big high fives and tens and hugs and all sorts of things like that as well. So, and thanks for being great sports as well. I hope it wasn't too strenuous for you. But on that note, parents, if you or your little one, they're looking to do some practice at home, and they're perhaps not quite getting it, and might be getting a little bit frustrated. Maybe the technique isn't what they think it is, or perhaps you don't think it is what it is. Just drop us a message and we'll be able to break it down and give you some hints and tips of what to do to help practice them at home. That is absolutely fine. So please just fire us a WhatsApp message or email or anything like that. Juniors, you've been working hard on your kicks as well. And we continue to talk about our goals. And it was great to hear more and more of you going into a bit more detail about your goals, not just what they were, but how you were going to achieve those as well. And some of you had even started the Black Belt Bingo Challenge sheet. And that is just a couple of extra little bits to do outside of class, outside your normal routine. Yes, a challenge, and that's the whole point of a challenge. There's no point in things being easy all the time. That's how we grow and develop. And by all means, keep doing that. And when you've done it, take a photo, share it with us, send it to me, and it'll be great to share it with everybody else, if not to inspire other people as well. You'll be surprised how much just seeing somebody else working hard and seeing their great victories and successes and how hard they've worked, how much that inspires everybody, young and old, parents and children alike. And we had a bit of fun with our card game as well during the classes. Adults, we had a good week working on our kicks, but also working on chambering and balance and things like that as well. So we'll be breaking a lot more of that down over the next couple of weeks. We had our Instagram Q&A with Mr. Homeward and some interesting questions coming in there. So thank you for that. And that will continue as well. And also I had a lovely afternoon being interviewed. I had a bit of a Q&A session with Martello Primary School. They were doing a project. They were reading a book and they wanted to know a little bit more about martial arts and what that involved. And the kids, we had some children that were in the classroom and some children that were dialed in remotely, and even some of the teachers as well, asking some great questions. It was really, really good fun. And so that was great. So thank you for that. And it was lovely to see them. And if any other children, if you're working on a martial arts project or you're having a Q&A or something like that and you want us to be involved, just let us know. And we'll be more than happy to help wherever we can. So that was last week. A really, really positive week. It can feel sometimes this time of the term when we're 4 weeks in and we're getting closer to the end of the term, children start to feel a little bit tired, don't they? And they might be a little bit grumpy sometimes. Maybe they're just bored of the routine and also the extra stresses of being in lockdown and so on. So we're aware of that and we're going to make sure that the classes reflect that and, so that we're not placing too many demanding skills on them, but we will continue to challenge them, but just letting you know that we are aware that we are coming towards the end of term and that's when little ones start to get a little bit tired. But that being said, it is also really, really important that we try and keep to the routine as well. So, they need to know that not all sessions will be really, really physically demanding, but it is important that they keep up to their routine, whether it's 1 class a week or 2 classes or 3 classes a week, even when they're getting a little bit tired. So this week coming up, we have our normal classes and we expect those to be nice and busy as always. We have on Friday our Instagram Q&A, and that is being taken over by one of our junior instructors, Emily Calder, 3rd degree black belt. So do get your questions into her. She'll be doing that. We're going to be focusing in February quite a lot on speed work, which is quite good fun and could be quite challenging as well for all ages. So the children will be noticing that as well in the classes. We'll have the challenge from Mr. Levermore on Friday. Can you do more than Mr. Levermore? We will also be starting to talk with the students about and prepping them towards the grading in March, whether that be the colour belt grading or the pan about grading. Now, as I always say, Some students are ready, some students may not quite be ready, and that's absolutely fine. There really is nothing to worry about if your little one is not invited or you're not invited for the grading. It could just be you did the last one. It could be that actually we need to spend a bit more time working on specific drills. It might be that a little bit more time working on certain techniques. If you or your little one aren't invited for the grading and you want to know what you need to be working on, then just let us know. But we'll be talking with everybody about that. There were some students that graded in the last time that because of the level that they are, it takes a little bit longer, and there really is no rush, and there certainly is no comparison to any other student as well. So if another student that they know is grading and they're not, it doesn't matter. It normally sort of tapers out over time as well. So we'll be starting to talk to them about that and the type of things that they need to do to get themselves ready. One thing they do need to have the mindset of is if they want to achieve that, they need to think, right, what do I need to do to achieve that? Am I prepared to do the extra work? Students that just turn up for the classes and do nothing else in between the classes cannot be too disappointed if they are not ready. They must be prepared to do that extra little bit of work, which we see a lot of from the students, which is great. So we're going to be talking about that. The black belt challenges and the goal setting that we've been talking with the juniors about, that can continue, and they can continue to discuss those with us as much as they like. With that black belt challenge, as I said, do take photos, do share with us, and that can inspire everybody else as well. Now, in terms of February as a whole, two things we'd like to tell you about today, or like to tell you about today. First thing is, for the entire month of February, if you have a family member or a school friend that might want to join in, do let us know, and they can join in February, join into the online classes for free as a little bit of a taster. It might just be that you just want to see the other person. You haven't seen them that well, and with the little ones, we can pair them up and they can have a lot of fun together. All you need to do is just let us know who they are. Pass on their contact details, or you can pass on our contact details. So we just need to know a little bit of information about them, and then obviously to book them in for the classes as well, and then we can send them the Zoom link. But for the whole of February, by all means, you can bring family and friends, and they can join in the classes with you. They do need to be age specific, so adults will be in the adult class, juniors will be in the junior class, and Mighty Mats in the Mighty Mat class as well. But that could be a little bit of fun, and it might be that you've not seen them for a long time, and you can show them your techniques and show them what you do. So that's for February. Also in February, we have the school half term. Now, that might not seem that relevant because a lot of children have been homeschooling, and we haven't had the day-to-day routine, but it is important. It is a break from things. The day-to-day routine will change a little bit. We're going to aim to be putting a couple of extra little bits on, and we'll let you know about that nearer the time. If you have, talking about extra little bits, if you have a little one that is struggling a little bit, it might be that this time around, the Zoom, the concept of online learning, it really is becoming a little bit of a challenge. Then do let us know, and we'll try and work with you to try and work around that. Maybe book in a couple of extra sessions, just some private one-to-one sessions, just to bring them back up to speed, and that's absolutely fine. But that's for those students that are really, really struggling. This time around, it is slightly different for everybody. Not only did we generally feel that hopefully January we were going to be back to face-to-face anyway, but for little ones it is a real struggle because previously they might have found online learning really, really hard, and in their mind they're thinking that this is just going on forever and ever and ever and ever. And the last thing we would want is for them to not enjoy their martial arts training. So do let us know, and we will talk to you and discuss with you if they are struggling and what we can do to help you with that. The other one is a little bit of a challenge, and I want to set a challenge for us all as a family, as a group. And I was thinking about this and thinking how best to do it. But this is it. So in the whole of February, as a Matford Kent family, I'd like to do a kicking challenge. Now, there are two parts to this. the first thing is I'm going to set a number of kicks for us to all complete as a big group. And the aim is for us as a group to try and do that, to try and complete that. And the aim is really to work together, give people a bit of a fun goal, something slightly different outside of the norm. And as I say, just something different to focus on. And the second part is an individual one as well, to see who can do the most. Now, the target for February is 100,000 kicks. Okay, I'll say that again, 100,000 kicks. Now, that is a big, big number, isn't it? And you might be thinking, that is just a huge number. It's going to be almost impossible. Now, if we break that down, 100,000 kicks. Let's say, for example, we have 100 students taking part. We have more than 100 students across Kent, but let's say it's 100. That means that they only need to do just under 36 kicks a day for February for 28 days. That's it. Now, if you think in a class, in a 45-minute class in juniors, they'd do well over 100 kicks anyway, easy. So when you break it down like that, it's actually quite manageable. But the idea is not to obviously rely on one person to do 100,000 kicks, is for all of us, Mighty Mats, juniors, adults, family, parents. If you want to join in as well, you are more than welcome. Okay. Now tomorrow I'm going to be putting up all the rules and how to register and how to log in your details. But it's really, really simple. All you do is just let us know who's taking part, and then you just make a note of all the kicks that you do. It's cumulative, so however you add them up on your left and your right. The kicks must be done either on a pad or a pillow. Okay, so there must be contact on there. That means there must also be another person there holding that pad or pillow and counting. So if they do 10 on the left, 10 on the right, that's 20 kicks. Fantastic. Mums and dads, you can join in as well, and you'll be amazed how quickly it will add up. And I'm pretty sure 100,000, whilst it seems a big number, actually is a really small number for the amount of kicks that we can possibly do. The kicks that we do in a lesson, however, do not count. Okay, do not count. But that just gives you an idea of how easy it is to do that number of kicks. Now, I'm not saying that, and I don't want really every student to try and spend 2-3 hours a day kicking. That's not feasible. But just a little bit of fun and just ticking them over, and let's see how many we can do. Now, as a family, you can record. You're going to record it, and the family that does the most kicks in February gets a prize, and I'll let you know about that nearer the time. Okay. Now, so that means that you can add the little ones up, the mums, the dads, the brothers, the sisters. If you all want to take part, you can add them up in total, and let's see which family can do the most kicks in February. Okay. Are we up for that? That should be good fun. Okay. So let us know. I'll put all the details up tomorrow, and then we'll see how we get on. Maybe we can think of another challenge for March as well. So that's it from me. As I say, I hope you're staying positive. We got to take the little wins, haven't we? We are feeling positive, especially now we have a tentative date that schools will start to be moving in March. And that gives us a little bit of guidance and a little bit of hope. But we've done a month. That's all done. We're into February now, which is a shorter month, a little bit anyway. So stay positive. Look forward to the half term. That's only in 2 weeks' time, so we can break the month down even more. If you've got any questions about your training or anything you're worried about, do let us know. If not, I'll see you very, very soon in classes, and we'll continue from there. Take care. Have a lovely weekend.